Hello, you've most likely already heard about this device. Flipper Zero is a pocket gadget designed for penetration testing. He is able to work with frequencies for studying radio remote controls, sensors, relays, electronic locks and doorbells. Read, write and emulate low-frequency cards, I-button type intercom keys, able to emulate a keyboard, Ethernet adapter and other devices for code injection or network pin testing. To put it differently, BT USB. There is a built-in Bluetooth module utilized for pairing and controlling wireless devices, providing a convenient and seamless experience for users. You have the option to connect a Wi-Fi module to GPIO for client deauthentication purposes, for example. Regrettably, this thing lacks a built-in Wi-Fi module. They packed it with every conceivable feature, but overlooked Wi-Fi nevertheless. This does not hinder or diminish the fact that it can function as a portable hacking tool. Target audience. I, like many others, heard about the Flipper from word of mouth and promptly wrote to the creators expressing my desire to advertise. But the prototypes were not ready for demonstration and I was requested to wait. I do not recall the reason, but even after 1.5 months, I have not yet written. However, they also did not write to me, so the mutual lack of interest in providing the device early for free advertising was evident. But now the product is officially approved for sale, and it can be considered objectively, without giving any concessions referring. Well, this is a prototype, next time it will be enhanced. If development commenced in 2020, then I received my unit at the end of 2022 as planned. During this period, I totally forgot about the Flipper and only recollected it when one of our subscribers reached out to our support bot with a proposal to purchase his promotional code for buying this item. Maybe he got tired of waiting for the work to finish. Truly, its development took a long time, as did the organization of delivery. If I had bought it in early 2022, then the delivery was made in November due to logistical problems that arose during the shipping process. And then I had to utilize the assistance of our assistant Anatoly, who, upon reviewing the correspondence in our feedback bot, messaged Igor stating that I am prepared to function as a bot, or more precisely as a conduit, to handle this matter and dispatch it to you, as the delivery to my country entails an excessively lengthy waiting period, causing me to lose interest in owning it, and it remained on my shelf for nearly 2 months until Gleb fabricated a replacement part. Destiny compelled me to diligently record this video. I was coerced into utilizing a promotional code. Toya consented to act as a drop and Gleb composed a guide. Well, all I have left is to connect all this. Flipper is considered a hacking device, but without knowledge of the fundamental elements, its potential will be limited by your own knowledge. This moment could have been omitted, but for the sake of completeness, I want you to see everything. This device came in a hard-type cardboard box with a painted pattern. The front side depicts the main dolphin logo. And on that note, I would like to take a break. Without delving into the details of translation and using Google search, me and my acquaintances couldn't understand why there is a dolphin depicted on a device that is intended for pocket pen testing and has so many modules inside. Anticipating, here all the screensavers are of a characteristic type. Even Naruto and the Matrix are encountered. Alright, the Matrix is clear, but what about Naruto? Or do creators similar to numerous programmers and developers have a fondness for anime? Don't remove my skirt. Why are 70% of my acquaintances devs anime fans? Maybe if the idea is taken from Tamagotchi, then some aspects are eliminated, but Dolphin and Pintest have little in common. By the way, the word flippers in translation means a fin, which is similar to this device, and the series about Dolphin was called. Just consider that the logo and name have the potential to provide a social engineer with a brief understanding of the creator's identity. But there is another question. Feels good man. S stands for third person address. However, I still didn't grasp the meaning of this phrase. Please comment and explain what it signifies. I wonder how long it took for the trend to reach only the unpacking. In general, the box shows everything that this device works with. Upon opening, we observe a firmware file that is present for further modification, followed by a collection of highly thematic pixel icons. Ice cream, star, envelope, leaf that belongs to Maria Ivanovna, poop, skull, deer, and other similar things. Following us, there is a densely populated short Type-C cable for firmware and, in my opinion, for BAT USB operation. Next, a Flipper Zero sticker with the inscription "Hack the Planet." And you know, this inscription is much better than the inscription "Feels Good Man." It would be preferable if they also included it on the front side. Then the documentation that I solely accessed via video. Yes, I haven't opened it again. Truth is, it's best to familiarize yourself with it beforehand, as you'll learn how to operate instead of being puzzled like some. And at the end, Flipper. On the front side is a black and white screen, a joystick for control, GPIO connectors for interfacing with external boards, e.g. the same Wi-Fi module. At the end of the fin there is an infrared port. At the bottom there is an SD card slot. On the other side there is a keychain loop and a Type-C connector, and the review of the I button pins completes. Let's compare the Flipper and Nokia 3310. From the frames, it's clear that Nokia is smaller than the Flipper, but you can still make calls. It has 2 SIM cards, a flash drive, and Bluetooth connectivity. I wonder why they couldn't add a Flipper there. Such a pointless little phone for interesting topics. Speaking about the dimensions, it can be said that its length is almost 10 cm, width 4 stem and height 2 cm. When you took the Flipper out of the box, it can work like this. However, the functionality of the Flipper is greatly reduced in order to comply with the legislation of different countries, otherwise its sale will be impossible. However, after the purchase there is no prohibition on changing the firmware and unlocking all the functions. Actually, that is what we are going to do now. One of the most popular and functional firmware, in my opinion, is Rogue Master. View all firmware on this page. Choose yours. However, the installation process specifically occurs on the Hornmaster. You can find detailed step-by-step instructions in 2 materials, first in the text article and secondly on a foreign source, if difficulties arise. All installation links will be in video description. To start, download Updater from official website. He is needed to install the selected firmware, but we will need a flash drive. No special requirements, but it is recommended to utilize storage of at least 2 GB. After you have inserted the flash drive, I advise you not to confuse the side. Our new task will be to connect the Flipper to the computer via a cable. Next, in the running app, we can see the firmware version. If it's old, it'll need to be updated. Navigate to Settings, choose Release and click on Update. The update process typically requires a few minutes of time. After that, turn off the Flipper completely, hold down the back button, and after the dolphin appears, click to the right and remove the SD card. There are 2 installation methods. The first, through the device itself. For the second time, I will demonstrate manually on it because it appears to be more reliable to me. To use the second method, insert the extracted SD card into the card reader and the PC. Go to GitHub and download the firmware in the release section. In the main directory, look for the update folder. If it does not exist, then we will create it, and we will unpack the firmware files into it. After duplicating, take out the SD card and reinsert it into the Flipper device once again. Now it needs to be launched, however the firmware itself will not install. After turning on, you need to navigate to the update folder and execute the file named update. Select Run in App. In my case, the installation process took around 1 minute. Then the screen will greet you with a successful update, and you will see Discord data, followed by the Homogochi splash screen. After touching the device, I observed that there is a leveling system present. As I later discovered, this leveling system does not have any impact, but rather it just generates a visual interface and reminiscences of the past for homeowners. When you press the up key, you enter a menu where you have the option to lock the device by setting a password, as well as switch to dummy mode if desired. This is a mode where you can only play. Suppose to divert suspicion from prying eyes if someone suddenly took a Flipper. If you need more games, search in the corresponding folder. Playing on a pinball machine is not the greatest pleasure, but you can pass the time if unexpected circumstances occur. What, did you think everyone? No, restrictions. Restrictions everywhere. Limitations even in firmware with no limitations. We'll lift these limits in the video. You'll see. Hence, we're removing one more restriction. To do this, we turn off the flipper again, remove the SD card and connect it to the PC. And then go to the sub-GHSpath asset folder. Oh yes, about pronunciation, if you suddenly got stuck and you really want to write that I pronounced something wrong about English abbreviations, then know that I'm not English, but I know a little English, however. Within it, we discover the extent range file and adjust the ignore default TX region parameter from false to true, thereby disregarding the default sub-GHZ regional settings. This modification allows us to override the predefined regional configurations and customize the TXR region settings according to our specific requirements and preferences. Save the modifications, insert the SD card into the device, power it on and utilize it. More restrictions, but you'll find out later. At this stage, you can say everything. You've installed the firmware, removed basic restrictions, now you can enter, click, try, let's go. Let's proceed to a period that will transition smoothly into practice. I'll begin testing with what I can demonstrate in detail. This is about a built-in infrared remote control. In the pinball machine, this section is called infrared. There are a total of 3 items. The first one is a universal remote control. The second one is to remember the control keys. Third, view the list of saved remotes. Let's start with point 1. We choose a universal remote control and see how quickly it will cycle through the correct signals to turn on the TV. I will be able to give special importance to this item as the OnePlus 8 Pro has a built-in IR camera that captures signals from IR radiation, infrared universal television that can be used with any TV model, providing a versatile and convenient solution for controlling multiple devices. And we keep a close eye on what is happening, attentively observing every detail that unfolds before us. Look, you can even see it in the reflection. Bah, bah, bah. How the hiccup triumphs over the Samsung TV. At what percent will he catch it? Now 817, oops, 917, oops. There is another thing here, he is like a flashlight. Ba ba ba. Nevertheless, I was not able to automatically cycle through the password for my air conditioner. Therefore, we move on to the second point, which is related to memorizing buttons. How to record data. Choose the second item, click on OK, bring it to this location and press, for instance, the power button. That is the entirety of it. He made a recording and what we observe here is a sample of it. Let it be called 199 because entering data here is extremely inconvenient. So here is this sample. Please take a moment to look at it and let me know your thoughts. Thank you. It works. Call. How can you do without a Bluetooth call? Now we will try to capture the signal of my call through the wall. Proceed to this location. Proceed to the saved section. We rotate, we rotate, we rotate, we rotate, we rotate and observe. Give careful attention. Strive to imitate the actions and qualities of Sam. And in order to intercept as well, you will need to go to the menu, select this item and click on the read button. Alright, we have a pair of dots that are accountable for the call. We defeated him in a video about, it appears, it is referred to as hacking a doorbell. And the video is called Homemade Hacker Gadget. There I think the call got it too. And this is likely all of my positive experience in utilizing a flipper, because everything that followed was accompanied by a diminished level of ease. BTW, I'll start with the intercom. Didn't expect an intercom with protection in my house, like in a biolaboratory. My RFID copier declined to function with protected data, and I had elevated expectations for the flipper. Because I witnessed Pavel filming a video in which there was an entire stand displaying various intercoms, I erroneously presumed that he would not encounter any difficulties with any intercoms. I want to remind you that I didn't follow the project, I wasn't subscribed, I didn't watch for updates. I just really say that I remember this picture and therefore I mistakenly assumed that there would be no connection problems. Upon conducting tests and experiencing failure, it finally dawned on me that these devices were actually designed for iButton technology, not for NFC with secure data transmission. You will witness another example in action, but slightly later. Then I attempted to accomplish it at the obstacle.
Let us observe and determine how the flipper will effectively handle and maneuver the barrier using the remote control device. Grab the signal at that point, yet he doesn't grasp it. This is truly impressive. Caught 392.
Damn. Alright, let's try to save the package. It goes, it goes, it goes. So let's try to send it now in a secured package. Therefore, transmit. The process of adjusting the package is currently in progress and being worked on. The barrier does not yield. As you saw, Flipper couldn't replicate this remote control. Surely you have encountered videos on the internet where mischievous children opened the charging compartment of an electric car, and the owners were perplexed, wondering how this occurs. All Tesla vehicles utilize a unique unencrypted signal in order to unlock the charging compartment. And when you bring the charging gun to Tesla, it automatically opens upon arrival. And here is this incredible phenomenon. I encountered Tesla, the renowned inventor, and irrespective of the extent to which I walked around, resembling a fervent electric vehicle enthusiast, this hatch still did not open. And it turned out that Tesla has its own frequencies for different regions. The frequencies in this flipper just don't match the frequencies of that Tesla that was standing there. Therefore, I show how to increase the frequency range, downloading the corresponding archive from GitHub. Then I insert the flash drive into the computer and go to the subgoods path. Next, folder vehicles. And I duplicate files from the archive into it. Then I go back and access the playlist folder to enter the collection of songs. There exists a file named example Tesla that needs to be opened. Inside this file, you should add paths for new files in order to open the Tesla charging port. In the archive was a folder named best port, which I also copied and added its paths to a new text document in the playlist folder. Why I did it, I don't know, but just in case I decided let it be better than not be. I will quickly go and check, then I will figure it out. Damn. As usual, I did everything and went. There is no Tesla, of course. What idiot would wait for his car to be hacked? By the way, there is another restriction called jamming, which is a very dangerous thing in many countries around the world because it is a jammer device that can disrupt communication signals. And what can we do about the jammer? We don't have Wi-Fi access in this area. It's a signal jammer operating on the same frequency that car alarms use to transmit signals. Don't apply this in practice and fool around. It can have serious consequences. No jokes, I'm serious. On the internet, I discovered an archive containing frequencies that are utilized in alarms and operate within our territory. On the backup channel, I can send an archive with similar frequencies, but only for research purposes, and all responsibility will be on you. Installing these files is just as simple as for Tesla. You just need to download them and drop them into the corresponding folder. And here you can find out about the rest of the subs for management. Their installation is just as simple. Simply copy the necessary content and paste it in the desired location. There are various items available, such as phones, light bulbs, projectors, automatic doors, and even taxi toys and massagers. Can you imagine? He burned someone so severely he is simply continuing relentlessly. And now a bit of practical cutting. So guys, I am currently in the room at this moment. A group of Chinese individuals has recently moved in next door to me.
Please take a moment to look. Your attention is appreciated.
Oh no, same door. If not open, we'll be neighbors. Child screams a lot.
This is a map that I am showing you for reference.
And this is a flipper that I would like to demonstrate.
The flipper performed excellently in reading the card.
And now the system used for admissions.
Smart lock. In this context, these cards are utilized as passes for entry.
That's all.
The door has been opened.
At this moment, it does not open. It was previously opened. Please take the card and make an attempt to read it. He saw her, which can be read more accurately, but he will not read it. It can stand like this indefinitely because I checked. Skip.
More.
Even can be simulated. See, he says, go fuck yourself.
Go to hell. I also read the reader, cleared cache, downloaded the app, did various things there. And I still want to mention that I was able to successfully open this door on multiple occasions with some difficulty, but not by replicating the card or by scanning the card, but by identifying the reader.
This specific procedure typically works approximately once out of every 10 attempts. It is recommended to save it for future use and reference.
All right. Proceed to detect the reader and provide the necessary information or action based on the input received from the detected reader.
Gentlemen, at this moment, we find ourselves in a remarkably warm, good and beautiful country that is truly a sight to behold. I brought along an item known as a filter, but it ended up being entirely ineffective in its intended purpose. The intercom doesn't work, it doesn't accept cards. In general, it doesn't accept anything I have. Now we will make an effort to catch at least a signal from this incredibly beautiful barrier. I will switch it to the mode of frequency scanning in order to increase our chances. Now we will approach, and the flipper should indicate to us the frequency at which this barrier operates. And then I will position myself in the corner and observe to determine if I am able to access and open it. Almost at barrier. Uncle typically always opens if pedestrians are walking on roadway. No signals have not been caught yet. Probably he will open it for us, I think, or not. As you can see, the barrier opened, but the flipper did not catch anything. This is considered one of the most successful toys if you are 30 years old. Great device considering its affordable price, especially if you are below the age of 20. And by the way, I have never met a Tesla to check how it works. Well, all packages, all necessary updates included. You most likely already witnessed them in my gate, and there are links to some of them that you may have come across.
No batteries on flipper, just 0.
I haven't charged it once till now. Did you hear? The TV sped up, the flashlight woke.
TV, battery in the aftermath.
So I want to display the following. The car alarm frequencies operate in this range. If you press and hold down the data transmission button, the alarm will not function. I release the button. Please, the alarm has started working. However, if you go to the scanning section, even being nearby, flipper does not catch the frequency data. At the same time, the radio hinders the transmission of these signals. This package was not caught with a key, but with a walkie-talkie. However, if I save this frequency now and go to the raw packet recording section, I can press the rec button to start recording and capture the data for further analysis and investigation. I will hold this ration for a few seconds and now press the stop button. Next, I will send this package on the air. Here, it will already be interrupting. So in this case, the flipper will function as a jammer, but it will be unable to ascertain the frequency of this key, despite it being a standard frequency. In the official firmware, the author eliminated the packages to prevent jamming of alarm signals. Apparently, he did it on purpose, but I still found the data of these functions on the internet. And for testing and experimentation, I want to show you that there are such packages that, if sent, the car will neither open nor close. Now let's have a look at how flipper operates with automated gates. I go to the reading section, press the button, here appears a button, and if I send it now, the gates stop moving. Please press the send button once more. In general, the flipper operates with devices that are not protected by any security measures. And here is the diaphonifier that has been assembled based on the ESP8266 board, as per the specifications provided.
If you are interested in instructions on how to do this, you can take a look. It's all simple here. You are required to go to GitHub, analyze this repository, take a look at the diagram, and easily connect the wires together.
It could all be packaged beautifully, but it will suffice for testing.
Destination?
Where are you walking on table? Your cat plays and walks.
Is it on the table? You can also enjoy Buttersby attacks. We produced many videos about it, so I won't go into detail for a long time. Search for them in the clues. To form teams, a script generator for docs is utilized. Let's create a script to open the calculator and see. Add this text document to the Buttersby folder in the Flipper and check it out to ensure it works properly. After clicking button, calculator opens. Second example. We will draw conclusion about notification that computer pen test has been performed. We receive a notification like this at the output. Lastly, we encounter something that is more complex. This time we will utilize Kali Linux. And we will export Wi-Fi passwords on Windows operating systems. A fascinating combination. Flipper is truly intriguing.
IKEA.
What else is there to exhibit? I do not even possess knowledge. Because scripts and all of this stuff that is executed will be limited solely by your imagination, and no other constraints or boundaries will be imposed upon it.
That's all.
You will not believe it, but this is probably the longest video I have had to record. And especially to mount, because in the end, approximately 77 files were collected here that I had to process, supplement, and it took me a total of 20 days. Yes, 20 whole days of editing. I'm taking a 2-month vacation, but we still need to summarize because my plan states that I must announce it. So we seem to have gone through it together.
Would each and perhaps not.
All, except if we have not attempted it, we can accomplish it on our own through analogy. So, out of a total of 10 different objects that this paper communicated with, I can confidently say that only 4 of them I successfully managed to configure correctly and show you in a satisfactory manner. In accordance with the evaluation, the rating that will be given to this particular device is 4 out of 10 on the rating scale. I understand that marketing and advertising are the engine of trade, but I specifically did a review. How can I express it? Not that truthful, but even more impressed by what I saw in the demo. It surpassed all my expectations. In the demonstration, I observed a greater number of potentialities than what this device is actually capable of delivering to a typical user. Well, let's say the same script-kiddies who thought, wow, I'll buy it, now everything will be great. Well, yes, you can play with the conditioner, but I don't have a remote for my conditioner, so I had to scan it. You can turn off the TVs over there, TSL, I don't even know what brand it is, or there were some completely different ones. Anyway, everything works with them. Well, yes, projectors, I didn't find them. But I saw demos that everything works fine with them too, with Tesla. I have a problem with the gates. I have a problem with the barrier. I have a problem. I haven't shown you yet what I had a problem with, but there were more problems than not. Unprotected encryption is being analyzed. Everything that is protected will not be read by this thing, so it cost about $170, I think.
10 USD, I believe.
I likely wouldn't have purchased it if I had been aware that it would be similar to this. I did not follow the project, I was just like any regular user, simply impressed by the concept of purchasing, executing, and it would be genuinely awesome and fascinating. If I appeared unprofessional at any point, I would like to immediately clarify that I am not a professional. I am a social engineer, not a developer or programmer by profession.
Yes, I haven't written a single line of my own code, but you are subscribed to the Information Security channel. Until we meet again.